Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Raila Odinga and William Samoei Arap Ruto today led their parties, ODM party and UDA party, in signing a memorandum of understanding. I've gone through that memorandum of understanding. It has 10 points. And I strongly believe that Raila Odinga has actually walked into a trap well laid to him by William Samoei Arap Ruto. And I'm going to explain to you guys why I think Raila has walked into that trap. But let me also make one thing very clear. That personally, I support the move by Raila Odinga to join William Ruto. Because the main essence of any political party world over is to acquire political power. Raila Odinga has tried to acquire political power for several years without success. Right now, according to sources, Raila Odinga is going to enjoy 50-50 share of government. So he's achieved that. And also remember, in the last election, there are those people who voted for William Ruto. Today, they are against William Ruto. And also, there are those who never voted for William Ruto, but are now supporting William Ruto. I want Kenyans to learn a lesson that they can never succeed in making political actions with the aim of punishing the other. Those who voted for William Ruto in the last election did so to punish Uhuru Kenyatta for supporting Raila Odinga. And those who are now supporting William Ruto are also supporting William Ruto to punish those who voted for William Ruto. So Kenyans will learn their lesson the hard way. Importantly, as we speak, Raila Odinga is over 80 years. And the fact that there are Kenyans who hate Raila and also there are Kenyans who hate Ruto, they are going to have that opportunity, in my view, to either decide to vote for them back again or to send both of them home once and for all. So I'm supporting those moves. But I think Raila Odinga has walked into a trap. Before I give you why I strongly believe Raila Odinga has walked into that trap, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. But again, it would be unfair for me to fail to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee they sent to me earlier today. It goes a long way in supporting this channel. You can also do the same, being a Friday, using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain to you guys using the 10 points of the report of the MOU why I think it's a trap for Raila Odinga. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by going through the first point. The full implementation of the National Dialogue Committee report, NADCO report. There's a trap there. For those who remember, NADCO report was prepared after both Azimio and Kenya Kwanza agreed, and it was co-chaired by Kalonzo Musyoka and Kimani Ichung'wah. That NADCO report had made several recommendations. One of the recommendations the NADCO report had proposed was the audit of the 2022 presidential election, opening the server. If there's one thing William Ruto will never agree to, is the audit of the 2022 presidential elections, because it's going to expose a lot of things, and therefore the legitimacy of his rule is going to be put to question. It's not ending there. The NADCO report also recommended the creation of the office of the leader of the official opposition. Again, it also proposed the creation of the office of the prime minister. For the two to be implemented, it will have to be subjected to a referendum. Ladies and gentlemen, with the rage Kenyans have, do you think William Ruto can agree to a referendum right now? Raila might agree to a referendum, but do you think William Ruto can agree to a referendum? The memory of 2005 is still very fresh They cannot agree. Ruto can never agree to a referendum. Which means when you talk of the full implementation of the NADCO report, it's not going to be implemented. And that's going to be the beginning of a fallout between Ruto and Raila, because Raila is going to push for the full implementation, Ruto is going to dilly-dally. You go further, there is also the aspect of the restructuring of IBC. Of course, that probably is ongoing. But I doubt if the NADCO report can be implemented fully, because even that NADCO report had recommended allocation of more resources to counties from 15% to 20%, which is a good thing. Ruto is not a believer in devolution, and therefore we will never allow more resources down there. But that can be implemented. Let us go to the second thing. Number two, the second point here, they are talking of inclusivity in all spheres of public life. It says here, Kenya belongs to all persons regardless of their ethnicity, religion, generation, or geographic location. All Kenyans are equal and all are entitled to an equitable budgetary resource allocation and opportunities in public appointments. I want to assure Raila that there is no way this is going to be implemented. This is targeting Rigathi Gachagua because Rigathi Gachagua appeared as a leader of the mountain. One of the reasons he was removed was because he was a tribalist, in quote. But the truth of the matter, if you are to take appointments today, I want to challenge anybody today to go to the Ministry of Energy. Go to Kenya Power, KenGen, Geothermal. Go to them. Just ask them to give you a list of their heads of HR. You'll be shocked. You're going to be shocked. Just ask them the appointments which have taken place since this regime took over. So we cannot lie that this NADCO report is going to be implemented fully. And that's going to be the genesis of our problem. Kenya is still a patronage country. If your person is in power, you want him in power. That's why it's a big deal for the Luos that Mbadi is now the Minister for Finance. The main reason why Mount Kenya is rebelling is because the Ministry of Finance was given to a Luo. Those are some of the facts which are there. Why do you think Luos are happy that Mbadi is the Minister for Finance? Even this appointment to the appointments which happened the other day in Parliament, where Ndindi Nyoro was removed, replaced by Yatandi. If you look at them critically, it's about resource allocation, tribal consideration, so that a Luo being appointed there, so that he can allocate more resources. Yeah? And then tomorrow you'll see William Ruto going to a place and just making some roadside declaration, because our politics is still patronage. So that's something which is not going to be implemented. And the moment it will not be implemented, I can assure you, Raila Odinga is the one who is going to carry the blame. Let me take you to the other one. Protecting and strengthening devolution. Just like I explained, Raila is passionate about devolution. Ruto is not passionate about devolution. That's still going to be frustrated. Let's take agriculture and health. Those are two devolved functions. Ruto is holding on to them very tightly, to an extent that SHA is being implemented without proper input from the governors. And that's why we're having problems. Agriculture, you talk of coffee, tea, sugarcane. Who makes declaration on those? And those are devolved functions. When you talk of fertilizers being subsidized, The governors are not fully involved. Yet those are devolved functions. So it can never be implemented. And the fact that they are not going to be implemented, the person who is going to carry the blame is Raila Odinga. Then there is also the leadership and integrity. That is corruption. Let me just read for you what the document is saying about the leadership and corruption. Kenya needs to move from talk to action. We must move from the fight against corruption to winning the war against corruption. We must enhance the capacity of institutions that enforce accountability, and particularly the Office of the Auditor General, the Controller of Budget, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. The other day, the Controller of Budget released their report. Those reports were actually being hit by the leadership. So, the war on corruption cannot be fought in this country, in my view, as long as William Ruto is still the president of the Republic of Kenya. Because so far, when you look at almost every project implemented by William Ruto, the mega projects, talk of SHA, even you talk of the Adani, they are created with deal making in mind. So the day I'll take this seriously is when people will be taken to court. When those behind the SHA deal are exposed. Otherwise, Raila will be put to a task and will not be able to answer. There's also the issue of the national debt. There is stopping wastage of public resources and promoting government efficiency. That cannot happen. Because I was just reading the other day, the office of the deputy president was allocated more money because there's need for them to fight Rigathi Gachagua. Then they're talking of the right to peaceful assembly and protest under Article 37. You know, this the issue of abductions, which has been taking place. While they were reading this statement, in Narok, there were demonstrations because of police brutality. The other day you saw what happened in Majengo. So at the end of the day, these things will not be implemented. And the person who is going to carry the blame is not going to be William Ruto. That person is going to be none other than Raila Odinga. So for me, it's a trap for William Ruto, because William Ruto will be able to achieve his political objectives. At the same time, Raila Odinga is going to carry the burden. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.